Hey Squishies! Welcome back to some more of replay the Ur-Quan Masters. As you can see, I'm picking up right where we left off at Pluto. Gonna head back to Earth, sell some things off, and then I think it's time to start going elsewhere. One nice thing about the game is that it's especially handy when you're don't have a lot of turning jets yet. Whenever you go to a planet, it takes you into that planetary system pointed A, in the same direction you were pointed in, and B, positioned around the edge wherever is necessary so that you're pointed directly at the planet. There's a couple times where that's not as useful. One of the few times where that's actually a pain is Earth, because you never want to go to Earth itself, you want to go to the starbase. Anyway, I'm going to talk to the commander and offload all those minerals I collected last time.
Captain, I'm glad you're back.
Now, sometimes he has news items to share with you. This clearly is not one of those times. What do we got? Not bad.
Not a bad job, Captain.
And he says not bad. Okay. I think this time I am not going to ask for background info.
Be careful out there.
I'm just gonna move on. So... Oh, did I just have to go back in?
Bring back...
Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is restock crew, because that is a high priority. Crew cost 3 each, so cool. And that's all I'm doing there for now. I could build Earth starships there. Those are the only kind I currently have access to, but honestly, they suck. In the old game, they were really good. They were actually one of the best ships in the game for taking on the Ur-Quan themselves, because they had point defense lasers that could take out the Ur-Quan fighters. In this game, the Ur-Quan are... I say the old game, I mean the original Star Control, not Star Control 2. In Star Control 2, the AI has been improved enough that they are smart enough to not launch fighters against people who have point defense lasers. So that actually makes them really hard. Anyway, I am going to add some speed. Let's see. I can afford 7. So I'm going to do 4 thrusters and 3 turning jets. I am now significantly more maneuverable, though not, a god by any means. But this is something. Oh yeah, that's way better. Way, way, way better. Okay. Now, there's the Spothy and Ilroth spaces. I don't know how well it'll show up. I can only barely see it on my screen, but I have a lot of light here, so it may show up better, actually, in the recording. I can see barely 2 gray circles. An inner one and an outer one. The brighter inner one is everywhere that I have enough fuel to make a round trip. The dimmer gray one is everywhere I have fuel to make a one-way trip. One of the nice things they added, which I don't remember if it was in the PC game, it might not have been introduced until the HD remake, is you can turn on the pre-war map. And this shows all the races who were in the original Star Control, the first game, and their locations, with the exception of the Ur-Quan, because the Ur-Quan are nomads and don't actually have a home star system. And the Cyrene, who are also nomads and don't have a home star system. But these were all races that were in the original game. There's also these unknown spheres of influence, which are places where we knew something was there, but never what it was. And you'll notice one of those is pretty close to us, within our round trip radius, actually. So that might be worth checking out. If you hit it again, it gives you all the constellation names. Now, these constellations are named after the ones in the night sky, but they don't actually resemble the real constellations in the night sky very much. And they're positioned totally differently. That is because So the idea is in this game that stars in hyperspace are not in quite the same place that they are in regular space. So when you make hyperspace maps, you give new constellation names. I mean, also the hyperspace map is based on the position of the star as you find it coming across it in hyperspace, as opposed to where it looks like it is from in Earth's night sky. So, cute bit of lore there. Now, one little thing to see. The Ilroth used to be this tiny little circle right on the edge of my, right on the left side of the map, right near the top of my round trip radius. And the Murnmurm and the Chinjesu were to their south. Now, the Ilroth are this huge circle that contains most of what used to be Chinjesu and Murnmurm space, and some of those unknown people. They got a lot going on. Now, I am going to move in that general direction, but I also want more resources because I want to upgrade my ship more. So I'm going to start with Gamma Centauri. And I'm on autopilot, which is a very fun feature the game has, and it's actually really useful in hyperspace because the human controls only let you move in 8 directions, but the autopilot is pixel precise, so it can actually go in a straight line to another star. Also, the hyperspace music is amazing, possibly my favorite track in the game. Tiny star system, which I don't really remember much about. Let's zoom on in. This is a green star. Fun fact, there's no such thing as green stars. Stars, unlike fire gets light from 2 sources. Everything radiates light based on what temperature it is, and also some chemical reactions release light. Fire gets its color from both of those things, mostly the latter. So fire can be all kinds of colors. But temperature, the way light released according to temperature works, basically means that things that are, things can get red hot. That's when the increase in temperature has reached the point, because the frequency increases as it gains in temperature. That means it's reached the point where it's... This is an easy planet, but I don't remember. Pale blues are worth 1. Let's look at that scan again. There are some pretty fat ones. And it would only cost 0.2 fuel to land. And yeah, I'm gonna go for it, even though those are kind of shitty. As long as I'm just careful and avoid the tectonics, I should be fine. So, long story short, stuff can be red hot, it can be yellow hot, it can be blue hot. But once it gets to the temperatures where it starts releasing green frequencies of light, it's already releasing a ton of red and yellow light. Oh, I could have gotten that other one. Oh well, I'm done here. And that yellow light, or sorry, red and green light combined, our brains interpret as yellow. So, oh, this planet has gold and radioactives and shit, but it's also a hellhole and uses a fuck ton of fuel. I will come back later if I remember. So basically you can't see the green light because it's swamped out by yellow and red. And by the time, and as the temperature increases, you never get to a point where green light dominates prior to getting to the point where you start getting a ton of blue light. So that's why you can have blue hot, but not green hot, and stars only radiate by temperature. There's no chemical reactions really happening in stars. So they can only be red, orange, which basically means it's yellow and red. Red, orange, yellow, or blue. And then as the blue intensity increases, it just gets whiter. But it's still blue-white. Those are bad tectonics for mediocre minerals. Okay, next star system. Now, I happen to know that there's something of interest in Alpha Centauri, because I remember. So let's head there next. Plus, it's the next closest place. This is a big star system, and you'll notice the orbits in the last one were all very pale, like gray-blue. That means very cold. These are all orange, which means even the farthest out planets are quite hot. So I probably will not be able to do any resource gathering here. Is that planet? That is a planet. However, resources are not my main reason to be here. A Sumerian world. I'm pretty sure that's a Conan the Barbarian reference. Like, this planet was 159C. That's really hot. That's like 1.5 times the boiling point of water, and this is the farthest out one. Hey, did you see that flying along? I saw that flying along. That is who we are here to meet. Ooh, I know what kind of planet this is. Yeah. So, this is a superheated planet with giant gobs of purples. It is absolutely worth trying to land on and hoping I don't die. I'm just taking off. I'm just grabbing some purples and taking off. I'm not going to try to move. Maybe for these that are closer together, but generally I am not going to try to move between purples. And one more glob of purples. Yeah, Ruby and Sapphire worlds are the best in the game for resources because they've got nothing but purples and lots of them. Took a little damage, but still. Those two people gave their lives for us to get some really nice minerals. And surely that's worth it, right? Yeah, the choice to use people as, like, hit points is an interesting one. Hello!
I am Trade Master Greenish, in command of the Melnome Starship, inevitably successful in all circumstances. I bid you first welcome, Captain. Though we Melnome have just recently arrived in this region of space, we have long desired to make contact with your species and look forward to extending powerful relationships.
Oh, very nice of you. So, these are the outsiders from Larry Niven. They are just a direct import to the game. There's no other way to put it. They have one eye, the outsiders have one eye. They look like a bundle of things stuck together, in this case rods of some sort. The outsiders are described as looking like a cat of nine tails. They're traders who trade information, and that's all. They don't get involved in conflicts, they don't do anything but wander around and trade. So let's say we come in peace.
Before our first meeting, we knew of you, Captain. Though your struggle to free Earth shall be a long and difficult challenge, fraught with great danger and mystery, we have great confidence in you and your abilities.
Very nice of you, Mr. Melnorme. Melnorme. It is Melnorme, not Melnorme. So the Melnorme basically exists to make the game easier. You never need them, you never need them, but they perform a bunch of functions that make the game easier. Excuse me. If you run out of fuel and get stranded in hyperspace, a Melnorme will show up and offer to sell you fuel. If they are the game's hint system, you can buy information from them, which effectively gives you hints of what to do next. They sell you more advanced modules for your ship that you can use to make it more powerful than you would normally have access to. They exist to make the game easier.
We gather information from 1,000 secret sources in space and time. Our charge for revealing even one of these sources could be so high that your species could be in debt to us for centuries.
Okay, so maybe we don't ask them what their sources are.
Our origins and purposes are, frankly, mysterious, and due to several unavoidable factors, we are unable to discuss ourselves in any great detail.
Now, what's interesting is, despite their refusal to share information about themselves, the Melnorme do have a backstory in the game. You can find it out by talking to others. And in fact, they tie in quite closely to the main plot of the game, even though they are an entirely optional encounter. But none of it is ever explicitly stated, it's just heavily, heavily implied.
And foremost among these factors is our unwillingness to give away information about our history, psychology, and mental powers, our unique physiology, the exact locations of homeworld for our potentially ominous long-range plans. However, these important and relevant pieces of information are available for some of them.
Yeah, they actually aren't. You cannot buy that kind of information from them, and the charges involved, which you don't even get access to look at them, but some other races will comment on how much the Melnorme charge for them, and it is more than you can possibly get in the game.
Absolutely. Our primary trade good is information. Why, right Here on my display screen, I have something which I am certain
So,
is incalculable value to you.
their trade good is information, and that they are serious about that. They want
established normal trading procedures, at which time we shall also discuss the nature of our fees.
they like information, they want information. So this is a path you can go down. That's essentially this game making fun of Star Trek again, which it does on occasion. They don't like you suggesting that their mercantile approach is less than enlightened. It is in fact possible to get the Milnorm to fight you. It is not easy to do, but if you go down that path, you can do it. It's the only way to do it. And then either they murder you because their ships are actually pretty powerful, or you kill them and then they don't show up again, ever. However,
Yes, let us get down to business. Since this is your first time trading with us,
okay, he'll explain it. I was about to,
how
but
our system works. We are interested in purchasing certain items, specifically biological data on alien life forms, and the coordinates of certain strange worlds whose radiant energies defy all scanners, producing a rainbow-like image. In exchange, we have many interesting and valuable commodities, such as fuel, compatible with your star system.
never buy fuel from the Milnorm. It is a total waste.
Technological specifications allow
That's what you want from them.
new devices for your ship, and many important.
Those are kind of secondary. Everything the Milnorm have to tell you is available somewhere else in the game,
to facilitate
but it's sometimes easier to get it from them.
translate all your sales into interstar credits, with which you may make purchases. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Now, what can we do for you today?
Actually, yeah, this is a good one.
That's a good question, with a very interesting answer. The fee for this information is 12 million credits.
Yeah, to give you an idea of scale, a secret is 75, and a new technology is 150. 12 million is absurd. Also, it's kind of obvious. The bridge turns purple when they're in trading mode. Anyway, we don't have biological data or Rainbow World locations, so we really have no choice but to move on.
Forward to your next visit.
Still, we can keep exploring. It is... I'm not sure, but I think... Ooh, that's bad. Also, dust worlds are pretty shitty. Where is the other planet? Oh, there it is. It's barely visible. Dust worlds are pretty shitty, and these temperatures are insane. So, I got that one Ruby world. I think I'm done with this star system. So, we've got a new thing we want, which is biological clothes. Oops, I forgot to... Alright, let's try a couple of these other green stars. And then I'm going to go down to those former unknown guys. Yeah, there's a lot of light here, and my screen is a little dusty. I forgot those can show up in star systems in this game. Run away! Crap. That's... Hopefully Hopefully I'm fast and maneuverable enough to kill it before it kills me.
We come in peace.
I'm sure you do. They come in peace. Even their music is insistent about how they come in peace. Let's say we're from our kind of mission of peace.
We are on a peaceful mission of exploration. Priority override. New behavior dictated. Must rid target and keep component materials.
This is how these guys roll. They say they come in peace. If you start a conversation with them, they will start to give a response and then change their mind and decide they want to murder you. Oh god. Oh god. I am doing so very badly. They are so goddamn hard to hit. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Okay, one more hit and he's dead. Gotcha. I mean, 550 resources isn't too bad, but I lost a lot of crew. Ow. Okay, so I'm gonna check this planet, and then I think I'm gonna go home and get more crew. Ooh. Actually, this is pretty good. Those oranges, radioactives, second best thing. Let's get them first. Excuse me. Alright. Well, I'm not full and I'm not going to any of the star systems, so I may as well keep gathering these until either they're gone or I'm full up. Yeah, so those guys are the worst, and they're a major reason why you want your first priority to be maxing out speed and maneuverability, because they're hard to hit and hard to get. Okay, I'm not going to bother with that. They're hard to hit and hard to avoid in hyperspace, and just generally giant pains in the ass. So avoiding them is good. Alright, I guess we're headed back to Earth. Boo. I don't know what choice we have. Ugh. I don't remember how to zoom. Oh, it's plus. There we go. Yeah, Earth and Sirius are right next to each other. Sirius, by the way, there's not a lot more worthwhile there, which is why I can go there. They're right near each other, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. And wow, is it really? Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna offload some stuff and talk to the commander a bit, and then I'm actually, I think, gonna call this session to close. Next time, I'm gonna go visit those unknown guys down in the corner. Man, 30-minute sessions do not cover much in the early game. Alright, let's talk to the commander.
Welcome back, Captain.
Excellent work, Captain.
Alright, that's pretty good. Let's
Try to avoid
first
getting
take
decent-
care of crew and fuel, and then buying what we can. No. Shipyard. And then fuel. And alright, I have enough for 3 more of each, which would max me out on thrusters. Or I could do 1, 2, 5. I could max out. I can max out one or the other. I am going to max out maneuvering. There we go. Alright. So that's something. Let's go.
Yes,
Do I want to
Captain?
talk to the commander, or do I want to just go elsewhere?
Certainly, Captain. What do you need to know?
Let's talk to him a little bit.
What aspect of history, Captain?
Let's ask him about
Which group of aliens?
some of the other aliens. In particular,
Okay. Which race?
alright, yeah, this is actually a pretty good idea. I'm gonna go with a few of these for now, and then just, I think every time I visit here, I'll do a couple of these, because there's a lot of game lore stuff in here.
The Shofixti are a race of intelligent marsupials who had been civilized for only a few decades when the war began. They were discovered in the Delta Gorno star system by the Yehut, who adopted and then uplifted the Shofixti, giving them advanced technology and cultural definition. Shofixti are noble and fearless warriors, Captain. In addition, their incredible fecundity and rapid maturation rate kept Alliance rank solid
Okay.
even at the worst part of the war. You know, I once flew as an observer aboard one of their ships on routine patrol. Never saw the enemy, but I could never stop thinking about
So-
the device it had strapped to the bottom of its hull.
The Shofixti are terrible. They are a giant pile of horrifying, racist, yellow peril stereotypes of East Asian people in general and the Japanese in particular. That bit about them being barely civilized until somebody else found them and gave them cultural definition is a really racist take on the black ships and Japan's rapid industrialization after Americans forced their way in. It's the thing about them having kamikaze tactics is kamikazes. The comment about them being fecund is just a gross word to apply to an intelligent being. It's all really bad. It's really, really, really bad, and it is even worse once you encounter them and hear how they're voice acted. As I mentioned, am probably going to turn off the voice acting before we talk, because it's terrible. Yeah. But we got them out of the way. Let's talk
The
Yehut.
Yehut are a race of ancient warrior clans that have been traveling the stars for many centuries. Clans are highly competitive and sometimes even wage war on each other, but the clans are all loyal to the queen and her royal family, known as the Veepzeeps. The Veepzeeps have been in power for over 2,000 years, and it is said that during their rule, the Yehut never lost a battle.
Okay. If they fought wars with each other, how did they never lose a battle? I've never understood that. I guess the idea is that Either they used to fight wars against each other and the Queen united them, or they fight wars against each other sometimes, but under the Queens they've never lost a war with anyone else. Of course, they have lost some battles now. Some war, in fact, because the hierarchy won the war. So the Ahot must have lost at some point. I'm going to do one more, and then... Also, the Ahot voice is great. I love it. But yeah, I'm going to do one more.
I'd like to think I'm not a bigoted person, Captain, especially when it comes to allies, but there's just something about those Arilu that gives me the creeps. One thing I'll say for them, though, they possess some technique for moving really fast through hyperspace. They never let us know what it was, but sure beats the pants off our fastest ships.
So the Arilu are little green men. They fly fine. They fly in flying saucers. They look like grays, but green. And they are, in fact, all the ones you meet are kind of creepy. The game portrays them as being basically the Fae, which isn't a bad way to go with little green aliens. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Next time, I will go check out that Unknown People and maybe get some biologicals and talk to the Melnorm again. And depending on how much time, maybe go visit the Spathy or the I happen to know, or yeah, where the Shofixti and Yeehaw used to be. We'll see. But until then, oh my god. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Patreon for early access to vlogs, essays, let's plays, and more. And I will see you all next time. Bye!